Hello everyone, welcome to English Shorthand classes. Exercise 22. Get ready for the dictation. Start. It must be over a year since I first expressed my desire to have a frank dialogue with the representatives of organized labor. I am glad that my colleague has now arranged such a meeting and that you have responded to our invitation. This is one of the most crucial meetings in recent years. We are at a significant stage in the evolution of our political and economic system. Trade union leaders of allegiance to different political ideologies. Such diversity is expected in an open democratic society. I do, however, hope that within the broad spectrum of organized political opinion ranged around this table, there is a basic unity of purpose and a determination to jointly explore avenues of cooperation in tackling our problems of poverty and social injustice. The Minister of Labour and Employment has posed certain specific issues for your consideration. I sincerely hope that at the end of our deliberations, certain defined considerations are reached. For this, it is necessary to approach the problems facing us with temper and spirit required for their solution. We have here leaders who speak for organized labor, who seek to reflect their hopes and aspirations and to ventilate their grievances. It is perhaps understandable that segment of society should equate its own sectional interests with those of the whole. During the last 2 or 3 years, I have been deeply anxious about the deterioration in industrial relations. Strikes, lockouts, and closures have become more frequent and less peaceful. One wonders whether those who speak for management always keep in view the larger picture of Indian poverty. We have strong trade unions to struggle for the interests of labor. We have equally vocal and close knit organizations of management, keen and able to project their point of view, but who is to look after the interests of the vast numbers of the unorganized and the voiceless. I am not speaking merely of consumers, although their interests must also be reconciled with those of labor and management, but in a country with depressingly low standards of consumption, the emphasis even on the interests of consumers become irrelevant beyond a point. When trade union leaders talk of protecting the living standards of the working class, or when managements use sophisticated jargon about incentives, they hardly seem to show any concern about the problems of the really poor people. When we talk of the larger social responsibilities of labor, it is said that labor will give of its best only if economic and social policies are more radical and the fruits of economic growth are not monopolized by the few. A belief in radicalism, but it must deliver the goods. I am against any kind of privilege if it means reward or recognition unrelated to functional efficiency. World economic history and our own experience point to the fact that privileges, however defined, become entrenched in a period of economic stagnation rather than in a period of growth. The emphasis on a faster rate of growth does not, therefore, represent any retreat from radicalism or socialistic principles. On the contrary, a higher rate of growth is an essential prerequisite to welfare on an enduring basis. It does not matter to the privileged whether rate is 2% or 6%, they already have the means of a good life at their command. A higher rate of growth is vital for those are currently unemployed or underemployed. A speedy and substantial increase in production is necessary to generate resources for expansion of employment. Ever since independence, industrial expansion has acted as the pacesetter for economy. But in the 2 years, it is the increase in agricultural production that has kept the economy moving forward. The growth of agricultural production since 2007-8 has been satisfactory and has helped to maintain a moderate increase in per capita income, but industrial production has failed to reach its targets. In the first 2 years of the fourth plan, it has been only around 6% instead of the expected 10%. An increase in industrial output is essential to the structural transformation of our economy. It is so vital for economic and political self-reliance. Not for a moment I am suggesting that the lower industrial production in the last few years is due solely or even substantially to industrial strikes, shortages of raw material, obsolete administrative procedures, mismanagement and misdevelopment of resources have also hit production. But no observer of our scene will fail to concede that lack of industrial harmony has surely been an important contributory factor. I understand that the number of man days lost as a result of strikes has nearly 3 times from 6.5 million or so in 2005 to about 19 million in 2010. What we have to consider is whether we can reduce this wastage within the framework of our present social and political order of the country. Stop.